Well, hello there YouTube, my name is GalaWOTs and today we are going to be watching a TVP T50/51 replay. But we are in the KV2. Why is that? Well, because it's always good to start out the day with a little KV2 sniping action. Bam, bitch. Anyway, let's move on to the actual battle. And here we go. As said, we are in the TVP on Erlenberg, and we are in whatever game mode this is. I can't remember the English name of it. Actually, it says right here, right? Anyway, that's in Danish. Who gives a shit? It doesn't matter. And I went to this side of the map from the start because I just wanted to clean up this side of the map to be able to get rid of any tank destroyers that might be making their way down this side, trying to get into those bushes in the back. I was just trying to get forward, spot the enemies, try to take them out in the start of the battle, and then we'll deal with the guys on the other side later. And we do manage to spot an enemy Yak Tiger. I put a couple of shots into him, missed one, and the last one, well, I thought I had been spotted, but I also thought it was a little weird because when he turned around and started aiming at me, I thought he had spotted me, but there's no way he would spot me through those bushes anyway. It's not like we could do anything about him anyway, because now he's held down in lower ground. So I thought, well, let's take a look at another, see if we can find another target. And a little RU. First of all, he starts out by bouncing one of my shells and then getting hit by a shell that obviously didn't hit his tank. Anyway, there's not really anything we can do from here, and we had some tanks going to the other side of the map where they basically are getting cleaned up. It's just not a good idea to go on the other side of the map in this. This is a very campy map, especially in this game mode, because one team goes to the one of the sides and dominate that, and the other team goes to the other one and dominates that, and it's basically who can get to the other side while still maintaining their health, which is pretty hard. Or if you think about it, the enemy could push and get completely destroyed. And we take a shot from the RU, and then by the RT, I see the RT is an bad chat 155-58, and I know he's going to be ready to fire again in 5 seconds, so I'm getting my ass out of there as fast as I can. And he keeps on firing in the same spot, even though it's pretty obvious that I moved. I don't really know why, but yeah. And we put him on fire, auto aim, and put another one into him, and we missed our last shot, but doesn't matter, the RU-251 burned to death. And now if you watch in the top of the screen, you can see that this indicates the amount of health left on our team, and this indicates the amount of health left on the enemy team. And it looks pretty bad right now because, well, we are down basically 8,000. That's not strictly true because we haven't been able to see the health that all the tanks on the other side has lost. So it's not as a significant difference as it might seem. It's still pretty huge though. And I want to make my way over to the other side here, try to spot some of the medium tanks that are trying to make it up the other side over here, trying to get behind us, kill our RT, maybe take out this T30. And I do manage to spot a couple of them, and that makes and that allows our T30 to take them out. So I believe that was pretty successful counter to these guys trying to get over here. And now this guy was driving really slowly, but I guess he's driving, yeah, not directly towards us, but we managed to snap another shell into that VZ-120, which is pretty nice. And now we have to deal with this enemy TVP T50. But I need to reload first. I can't really do shit before that, and he's gonna empty his clip on this T30, and he can't really do anything about it. But the T30 manages to put a shell into him, which makes him easy feeding for us, and he decides to put his last shell into T30 as well, which makes it an easy kill for us. Our lightweight goes down to the enemy Batchat, but well, now we are actually in the lead as far as tanks go. But it still looks like the enemy team might have a little bit more health than we do. mainly because of the fact that they have a full health E100, and I managed to spat, that doesn't even make sense. I managed to spot the enemy Batchat, he misses twice at me, and my T30 managed to put a huge shell into him, and now it's just to hunt this guy down and take him out. And again, our team is still behind on health quite a lot, and we are even on tanks, and one of the enemy tanks are capping. And I thought, well, that missed, that tracked him, that missed. Come on, there we fucking go. Alright. I was afraid that all of those shells were going to miss, but luckily they didn't. That could actually have been quite a problem if that Batchat had gotten away. And again, the enemy RT misses me really closely but doesn't hit. If he had actually hit there, good chance he would have pinned, I'd be dead. But I was going full speed forward, and he didn't have that long time to aim at me, so if he had hit me, I'd call bullshit on that. Not that that's impossible, because it happens pretty often anyway. And right now I'm trying to see if I could get a couple of shots on this VK in the cap, but it doesn't really look like it. Or maybe being able to spot the artilleries in this corner, even though I do know one of them, at least one of them, has relocated. And I spot the enemy E100 right there. I put one shot into him, another one, third one bounces, and the last one goes in. And there's no way he's going to be able to shoot us, because we can go into this lower dip in the ground, and our T30 puts a huge shell onto him, giving us another 722 spotting damage, which is nice. And I want to take him out, but then I spot the enemy Grille. I'm like, nope, and he misses, which is fortunate, as well as one of the enemy RT, the really dangerous one, the Tier-10 autoloader Batchat. And I know this guy isn't reloaded yet, so I can put another shell into him, which is also nice. That makes him a one clip, which is gonna be really important. And of course I don't want to get killed by this guy, and again I'm just low enough. This tank is luckily pretty low profile and really fast, so I can use the ground levels to hide my tank. And one of our artists managed to put a nice shot, not directly into the Grille, but do splash him for a lot and put him on fire actually. And he is now falling back. I was hopefully gonna spot him for one of our artists so they could put another shot into him. That would be pretty nice. They still have the VK in the cap on basically full health HP and basically one shot E100. And this Grille made a huge mistake trying to turn around, and nope, I don't think so. And that was our second fire in this battle. And now it's basically just time to clean up, even though we could still lose this battle if I got hit by maybe the RT or the E100 or the VK. They could, I wouldn't be one shot by either of the heavy tanks, but the RT could completely destroy me. That's why I want to keep moving. And I want to take out the E100 because he's spotting me, but the RT does that for me. And it's actually pretty important to note that that T30 has been camping in the back all the time. I'm not saying that that's a bad thing, because he has been a huge help. And this guy managed to put a shell into me. I'm luckily I didn't die from that. And I know I have time to get another reload in, because there's still 30 seconds until the cap is done. And I was afraid I was gonna get shot when I drove out here, but doesn't look like it. And now it's 5 versus 1. This guy is within the cap, but there's no way he's going to be able to cap, and he even has his back to us, which is pretty nice. So we are up 6,000 damage, 6 kills, and now it's time to clean up this VK. That one unfortunately bounces, but there we go. Down he goes. And yeah, 7 kills, a lot of damage, and I basically managed to use my tank to spot the enemies at the end of the game, getting behind them, taking them out one by one, and strategically working my way through the enemy team, while using the tank destroyer and the artists I had at my disposal to slowly take out the enemies I couldn't deal with myself. So let's go ahead and take a look at the post-game stats for this one. And as we can see, that was a pretty nice round in the TVP R50/51. We managed to pick up the tank ace. We burned an enemy to death, which was pretty funny. I believe we actually set 2 tanks on fire in that battle, I'm not too sure. With our 7 kills, we managed, of course, a top gun and a high caliber, because we did manage to do 6,765 damage and an additional 3260 spotting damage together with the 7 kills, which is really nice. And we ended top on team in area getting 1518 base XP, which is really high in a tier 10 match, and I was actually kind of surprised when I saw that number, because I know that of course I will get a lot of base XP from this round, but I didn't think it would be this high. But of course I'm not complaining. I'm happy. I love it. It's fine. I'm grateful. And nothing really special here. We did even manage to make profit in that game, even though I didn't fire any premium shots, but I did fire a lot, and we are playing in a tier 10 tank, so credits is not the easiest thing to make, but we made 36,500, which is pretty nice, and with our premium account 2,277 XP. And even though this battle was only 8 minutes and 30 seconds long, it was still quite eventful. So I hope you enjoyed, and I'll see you next time. Bye bye. Peace.